Good day. It's midday on the 20th of March. It's a Thursday, 2025, and it's the spring equinox when the days and nights are the same length, and the weather in rural Ireland today is nothing short of fabulous. Fabulous, beautiful weather. Now, of course, this will give the media and RTE, they'll be pushing us with guilt. They'll be saying March was the warmest year ever in the world, and it's warmer in March in Ireland than it is in Saudi Arabia, and all this lies will be touted out, of course. Now, I want to deal with a very, very serious threat to our quality of life. We have a person coming to live in Ireland called Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell. Now, this is an article from the Irish Daily Star, which I only buy very rarely, but it's just to get at these people. So it says here, American comic Rosie O'Donnell has been confirmed as a guest of the Late Late Show. That must be the Friday night coming. That would be 21st, I'd say. She will join Patrick Keelty for her first interview since moving to Ireland after Donald Trump was elected president. So she's one of the few so-called celebrities who are all ignored by American voters, who actually carried out the threat to flee the United States. She will give a reaction to the move being raised during the Taoiseach's visit to the White House, and why she will give a reaction to the move being raised during the Taoiseach's visit. Yes, her move to Ireland was raised during the Taoiseach's visit. And Donald Trump has always been giving her flack, and she has been abusing him, and fair exchange, in my opinion, is no robbery. Now, she has Irish roots, grandparents, and as such is almost certainly entitled to Irish citizenship. Now, on the basis of it, I never had a problem with Irish, British, or other people of that origin returning here to live and enjoy our country. She's not really a migrant as such, in that her roots go back here. And that's completely different from bringing these Jehovah's from Africa, from Asia, from South America, and everywhere else. And an example of bringing them back is that it's on Fox News that in America, an illegal immigrant from the Dominican Republic killed his 2-year-old daughter. He choked her to death. An illegal migrant has been charged in America with molesting a 5-year-old child. ICE, that's the Immigration Control Service in America, that was kept down by the Biden administration, arrests a legal Guatemala migrant, an illegal Guatemala migrant charged with rape and indecent assault of a Massachusetts migrant. And the Irish-American Whores, that's H-O-O-R-S, it's not the same as W-H-O-R-E, but it's not a nice word. Them Whores in America, voting for the Democrats, have this person's blood on their hands. They come into their state and murder a poor little person. And Rosie O'Donnell and all her left-wing people crave the murder of the people by mass illegal migration. Now, the name of that fellow was Minor Selvin Alex Cortez Magella. He had 4 names, and he was 20 years of age. Now, I've just looked at Christine Quinn, the chairman of the Speaker of the New York City Council, whinging about Trump and saying about Rosie having to leave the United States. Fred Trump has made the point that she doesn't have to go anywhere, and if she does, she's no loss. Now, there's a Nana Navarro, a political commentator. Because of Trump, LGBTQ will have no say. What Rosie O'Donnell, apparently she's some connection with all this gay stuff. I don't exactly know. But what she's more or less saying is that everything that's been pushed by the Democrats, Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil in Ireland, is correct. And I'm ruthlessly against them, ruthlessly against this LGBTQ stuff. There's nothing wrong with being gay. Go on, do what you wish, live and let live, but don't shove it on us. So among the things that they crave is men beaten women in women's sports. So why any woman would favour political parties or Rosie O'Donnell that believes it's all right for a big man to go into a women's boxing ring and beat that woman to pulp, I mean, it shows you the depraved nature of them. Now, there's a fellow there called Kevin O'Leary. He's an Irish American, and he makes a point I very much agree with. Rosie O'Donnell made her living, made her money, and so did Nancy Pelosi. And how they made the money is another question, but they made it in the American system. It was the American capitalist system that made them wealthy and gave her the means to come to Ireland and buy a house when Irish people can't afford a house. She has a daughter, apparently. I don't know much about the daughter, and there's no need to visit. It's not the daughter's fault to have Rosie as a mother. You can't help that. So apparently Daniel O'Donnell is going to be on the television with her tomorrow night, and I want to know, why am I barred from RTE? Why am I not there to balance up this debate? And to ask my viewers to get on to RTE and plug for Val Martin to be allowed to get on these programmes. I'll wash up and put on the suit and clean up. I won't let you down, and I want to have a say. Now, so it'll be all globalist, LBGPQ, American aid and Trump. And if he will not ask her to name one thing, that's guilty, that Donald Trump has done. Name one thing that Donald Trump has done wrong. What has he done? What gay people have been arrested since he was elected? What lesbian couples have been raided or raided? The way that the US government, at their behest, raided his wife's effects and raided her wardrobe and searched. Give us this example of what he has done to ordinary people. But what Rosie wants is mass migration. Mass migration. Now, I have to agree, and it has to be admitted, that 70% of the Irish people voted for the mass migration in the last election. But if there was a referendum, I don't think they'd follow that through. But Rosie, the thing about Rosie, she can get her citizenship coming in here from Ireland. And Conor McGregor was in the White House, and she's whinging about him being in the White House, and so is RTE. And Conor McGregor could have said, and if he had to be on to me, he would have said, when she gets the visa to come into Ireland or her past citizenship, an illegal Irish person should get an equal visa over in America. That's a very simple thing which the Taoiseach Micheál Martin could have put to Trump. Micheál Martin did not do a good job on St. Patrick's Day because he could have made that simple point. And there are hundreds of Americans come to live here, and give Americans that like the place and want to live under Donald Trump, let them stay. And that's a very simple thing. Anyway, I want to tell Rosie O'Donnell that there is in Ireland a very significant group of people who are patriots and love their country, and I'm one of them. And we will not let you away with spreading your globalist old baloney. Why didn't you go to Gaza and bring your daughter over there, you and her? Because you'd be throwing off a house. Because the government in Gaza kill people for being homosexual. Why didn't you go to Syria, where they're killing Christians? Why didn't you go over there? You come over to Ireland because you heard that it's a nice place for your type of idiots, and I call you a creep. That's all you are with that politics. This is what will be shoved up you, Rosie, whether you like it or not. We'll shove this up you, right? You don't like that from an Irish farmer, but my roots go back in Ireland hundreds of years. Hundreds of years. I'm entitled to choose my political idols as well as you. Now, why doesn't RTE bring over Dee Forbes, who was the CEO, who ran away and wouldn't face the inquiry? Why don't they bring her over and let her answer what happened in RTE and what happened with these €200,000 rugby tickets that were never used for their employees? the situation with Rosie O'Donnell, if she's an Irish woman, she has a certain amount of rights. As I said, it should be balanced with the rights of the Irish people who are illegal in America to get, when she leaves, they should get in. And she shouldn't be let back in. That's the problem. She'll stay here a couple of years and she'll hump off back where she come from when she realises that I'm here. But remember, if I have beheld Rosie, I'm on your house, whether you like it or not. If I get anywhere you are, I'll confront you. You are a communist, globalist rascal, and you're a climate change bullshit. That's all you're pushing. This is what you need, big time. And thank God we have it. Yous are a godless, pagan, old communist mass migration crowd of villains, a crowd of old whores. That's all yous are, H-O-O-R-S. And the Irish people are coming round slowly to realise what yous are like. I don't particularly want to say to any person with Irish blood, you're not welcome here. But your politics and the way you think is not welcome in Ireland at all. 70% of the Irish people voted against a motion to put women out of the home and to change the definition of marriage to leave your LBGPQP222, leave them and treat them the same as married man-woman couples. You, Rosie, have no right to be selected to be let on the television station I paid for. 350 million a year to get from our taxes. You have no more right to be on it than I have. Why can't I get on it? Why? Because the whole thing is rigged to your globalist EU nonsense. And I'll bet you won't be asked, what's your position on the war in the Ukraine? Do you agree with efforts to make peace between the Russians and the Ukrainians? Well, the EU Parliament, which is woke like you, the EU Parliament wants the war to continue. There's nearly 1 million people dead. Rosie, I'd like to hear your view on that. Because when your crowd, Joe Biden and all of them, was in office in America, no effort was made to stop the war, only pumping in weapons and money to your criminal Zelensky. And that's all he is a criminal, a thief of the money he got. Your policies are alien to our Irish roots. And you should keep your bloody head down and shut your mouth. Shut to hell up and stay quiet. And if you do that, I won't bother you. But you won't do that, and I will bother you. Comment underneath, and anything you want to say, please say it. Good luck. Thank you.